to my new spin-off series, Peachie Buns! For those of you who are confused, I'm not stopping doing my other videos. This is just going to be a side series on my channel along with my other videos. And it's basically based around the fact that my partner and I are officially getting 2 bunnies next month! Yay! Oh, I have been working so hard and being so patient this year getting ready for it. Originally we were going to be adopting a pair around May or June this year, but because moving here and this place didn't have any furniture, we kind of had to use our funds for you know, getting the house set up for ourselves first. So now it's moved to January that we're taking a pair home, but we've finally officially got a pair of cute bunnies like picked out for us with help from like the foster organisation we're working with. So they're 2 dwarfalops, almost 2 years old, and even though they're called dwarfalops, in America they're known as the mini lop, and they're actually not that small. They're quite chunky things. I just love how squishy and fluffy they look, and they were such a good match. Apparently they're like super affectionate, and the 2 bunnies really love each other, and they're really cool with humans. They're a bit shy at first, but once they get to know you they're like really snuggly apparently. And I've seen a wee video of them and they're just so cute. I'm so excited. Even though I've been waiting like a year for this to happen, I'm so impatient to wait another month. So this series, Peachie Buns, is kind of going to be me just covering footage of bringing the bunnies home, and sort of like a little diary of how they're getting used to living with us and slowly learning to like us and get used to their new home. And at the same time I really want to use this opportunity to spread awareness about proper rabbit welfare and like proper rabbit care, because even though there's a lot of great people out there trying to push you know, modern rabbit care standards, it's still like really kind of not known well for a lot of people that get rabbits, and it's really important that we spread the information. So I'm going to use my channel to talk a bit about it, because I'm very confident in my rabbit information, as I've spent almost a year obsessively preparing for these rabbits, and I've read so much, and I hope you find what I can share valuable. So obviously in this first video, unfortunately the bunnies aren't here yet, but I'm going to be documenting how I'm preparing for them coming, and I can also show you a little clip of them. So here they are, so cute. This is them getting given little Christmas sacks. It's all completely edible, they can eat the whole thing, even the bag. And yeah, so this was my first time getting to see a little video of them, and I ran down the hallway to show my partner because I was so excited. So the female is the white one, and she's got this chocolate nose. How cute is that? Thanks to one of my friends called Toki Bunny, we've decided that we're going to call her Pudding. It really stuck, and at first it was a joke, and I'm like, oh okay, that really does suit her. So that's Pudding. Because it looks like she stuck her face in a bowl of chocolate pudding. We thought like nicknames would be like Princess Pudding and Poots. The male, I let my partner choose a name, and he wants to call him Hamish. For a long time he's really wanted to have a rabbit called Hamish. And I do think he looks a wee bit Hamishy, so I get that. I would have preferred to call him Pumpkin, so I might give him that as a nickname, because you know you usually call cute things, oh hello Pumpkin, so because he's kind of like gingery. He seems a bit more like gentle and subdued than the female. The female is a bit more independent and hopping about and stuff. I like both of that in a rabbit, so they're a good mix. So for the past few months I've done a bunch of art commissions trying to save up to get prepared for the bunnies, because especially in the UK it's not cheap to prepare. Now I have splurged a little bit trying to get the best of the best for them, because I really want to do this right, as when I was 14 I had one bunny. She actually had a sister, but she died very soon after we got her, I think from the stress of moving, and there was so little information about proper rabbit care, and she was in an outdoor hutch, and even though she had a run, she could binky in it, you know, do the little hops and stuff, but she could have had more room, because she did grow to be a very large rabbit. She didn't get much human interaction after we found Mum had an allergy, so she couldn't really come inside to be with us, and it was kind of sad, and I still feel really bad about it, even though it was like over 10 years ago, and I I really want to make sure I get it right this time and properly make sure the rabbits can be integrated in the home, part of family, and get lots more love and attention and freedom. So I've almost got all the supplies ready. Some stuff is still to come next month so it stays fresh, because there's no point getting like food and stuff early on, but everything else is here. One of the first things I got for them is a Heidi House bed. It's a strawberry, how cute is that? And on the inside there's like a fleece blanket you can take out to wash so it stays hygienic. This is not the best Heidi House for a rabbit, as they would prefer an exit at the back. That's just because of their nature, and they kind of like to feel that they can escape when they want to. But it's good for a bed when they're chilling. So for a secondary Heidi House that does have 2 exits, I got this rainbow Heidi hut, and I kind of joked it's like the bunny pride hut. But they can chew on it as well because it's like just made of wood and it's safe. Next up, litter box. I'm still amazed at how few people know that rabbits are very easily litter trained. Like you can train them in a week or 2 weeks at most. They do not have to be messy, smelly pets. In fact, rabbits are odorless, and their poops are odorless too. Their pee is the only thing that's going to smell. So you want to get like special litter that is safe for the bunny but still holds odors. A deep litter box is the best idea. This is actually a wash basin for the sink, but it's deep so that you can fill it with, what I'm going to do is put newspaper or kitchen roll, like line it, fill it with pink confetti Carefresh, which is one of the best things you can have for bunnies, as it's completely safe. It's just paper pulp. And then on top put hay, because rabbits like, and this is weird, it's completely fine and normal, most people encourage it. Rabbits like to eat hay while they're using the bathroom, and actually helps contain the odour, and it's hygienic for them because it means their paws aren't touching all the litter underneath. So yeah, I'd advise maybe even a slightly bigger one than this, but if this looks a bit too small for them, I'll get something bigger, like a storage box from IKEA. Because they're indoor bunnies, I'm going to line the pen with soft fleece blankets. I'm really kind of against bedding, you know, wood shavings and straw. I mean, outdoor bunny is a bit more understandable because obviously you can't really keep a blanket in an outdoor hutch, but there's a lot of reasons why wood shavings isn't good for rabbits long term, even though they might like to play with it. Fleece blankets are a very safe material to line your pen with instead, and you can just stick it in the washing machine, give it a good shake. Fleece is the only material that rabbits can safely ingest if they do decide to nibble on it one day. So try not to use stuff like cotton towels or cotton sheets, because that won't be digested as well if they do nibble on it. As you can tell, I kind of obsessively researched this. So yeah, we've got lots of fluffy blankets. So this one's got like little hearts on. This one's got a butterfly on. This has got cupcakes on. And this is the biggest one, which will like line the floor most time, I think. It's got stars. Ooh, it's so soft. I've actually been wrapping myself up in this for a while. Now I've got some grooming supplies. A lot of people might not know this, but rabbits shed like 3 to 4 times a year. They have these really big sheds, and it's kind of sweet in the way because they're animals of nature, and they go through the seasons. But it does mean it can be very messy, and they get a bit irritable during their shedding period, and you can help by speeding up the process by gently helping pull out the fur with proper tools. So this is a mini comb. And this is good for pulling out fur, especially during sheds, and it's gentle. The edges are rounded, so they're not sharp, even though it looks like it here. And you are still going to have to groom your rabbit like 2 to 3 times a week anyway, every week, even when they're not shedding. This is because rabbits cannot throw up, they cannot vomit. That's another weird thing about rabbits. So if they get hairballs, it's very dangerous, as it can block up their stomach and kill them in less than 24 hours. They're not easy pets, so this is also another brush. It's a massage brush that you put in your hand and like go like that. And it's actually can be used for dogs and cats too, and it's just a nice way for them to relax and stuff. It's not going to get much fur out, but during regular weeks it's just a nice way to bond with your bunny, because they do love being like stroked gently. I was also going to get a cat brush, like a soft bristle brush, just another way of grooming them. Claw clippers, another reason why rabbits aren't easy to look after. You're going to have to clip their little claws about once every 4 to 5 weeks. It depends how fast they grow. And because rabbits can be pretty skittish, you're going to find it a bit hard to, it's not going to be an easy process, but it needs to be done, otherwise it can start hurting them if they get really long. So yeah, claw trimmers. Got some feeding bowls. I got little pink heart ones. These are for veggie time. All rabbits need some leafy greens and some other veggies every day. This is just, I decided to put them in separate bowls so I can make sure they're both getting the right amount and they're not, someone's not eating faster than the other and complications like that. It is good to get like a nice big, a sort of weighty bowl like this. That's also easy to wash for your benefit, but they do like to toss their bowls around. It's not that they're angry, it's just they like to manipulate things, and if it's got stuff in it they'll be like, oh, I can make a mess out of this. So something that discourages them from tossing around so easily is a good idea like that. This is another big heavy bowl. It's got little polka dots on, cute, and this is for their pellet time. Their rabbits actually don't need very many pellets at all. They need about an egg cup a day. If they're a larger rabbit, you'll need about 2 egg cups. And this is their water dish. Some rabbit owners prefer to give their rabbits bowls of water instead of the clip-on hutch things, and I'm more for these at the moment because it's just easier for them to drink naturally, and they can take big gulps if they're really thirsty or hot. This is clipping onto the cage because, again, I don't want them tossing water around everywhere, so that will deter them from doing that. This is just a wee thing to go in the cage. You can stuff leafy veggies or hay in it and they can just work for their food, and it gives them something to do. This is just like a ball that is also a treat dispenser, so the more they roll it, the more treats fall out. It's folded up and packaged at the moment, but this is a bunny tunnel, like a cat tunnel. It's like a long thing they can run through, but it's got a hole in the top in the middle so they can poke their heads out like bunnies like to do in their warrens and stuff. So, oh, so cute. I really hope they like that. It's a ball with a smaller ball with a bell in. They love jingly things, seriously. And speaking of jingly toys, I saw that plastic baby rattles are recommended. Make sure they're all plastic and not got any gummy chewy bits on. But I got some really cute ones off this person on eBay that was just like passing them on because I think their child had grown up. So like if you know any relatives that's babies sort of grown out of their rattle toys, you could ask, you know, to take them off their hands, give them a wash, and then their bunnies can play with it. Bunnies love these because they're just the right size to like poke in their mouth and toss around. So yeah, I was like, am I buying for a baby or a bunny here? It's quite funny. This is a clicker. You can get them for like 99p on eBay. These clickers will help you train your rabbits. Rabbits are super smart. They are so underrated as animals because people just leave them in their cages and think they just sit there like dolls to pick up and cuddle. They are so smart and you can have such a special bond with them, and this helps them learn things. They can learn to come by name, they can learn to do tricks, they can learn to bring things to you like fetch. So they do have the same kind of intelligence as a dog. Doesn't mean they're like dogs, but they do have the same intelligence levels in terms of training. Rabbits also just love to do this because they love to get treats. They will do anything for food. Yeah, it's just a good way to have fun together. It keeps them entertained, interested and stuff. Next, I've got this really big bag of chewables. It is so important that your rabbit has plenty of stuff to chew on, that is allowed to chew on. So you need lots of like wooden toys, stuff made out of like woven grass and willow, anything to help wear their teeth down because rabbits' teeth are constantly growing and you want to help wear that down so they don't have any dental issues. So something like this is a woven grass carrot. I think it's such a cute design. Willow sticks, huge important, every rabbit owner should have these. They're just untreated wooden sticks. This is kind of packaged up at the moment to keep fresh, but it's like wood and sort of compressed treats that you can hang up in the hutch so they can like pull at it from the wall. The carrot toy they can toss around and they can eat, and this is like a hang up carrot toy as well. They can eat all of that. Woven balls of various textures. These are all just from the Rosewood Naturals range, so they're a really good company. It's all very natural products. Oh, this is one of my favorite things I got for them. I could not resist. It's a carrot patch. They can chew the whole thing, including the base, and it's packaged up, but you stick these carrots in like a carrot patch and the bunnies can pull them out and chew them or hide them. Oh, I found another willow ball. And here's another jingly. It's a wooden roller toy. It's popular with cats and guinea pigs as well. Now these don't look wooden, but they are, and they're like pet safe paint. It's a hang up rainbow. I totally didn't need to get these, but I did splurge a bit. I could not resist how cute they are. A twiddly apple thing that like spins round on the inside so they can like manipulate that. Good toys ideas for rabbits or anything they know they can change by moving it or pushing it about or anything like that. That just gets into their sight. And this is just like a wooden flower and hearts garland to hang up as well. I do want to emphasize this stuff isn't all going in the pen at the same time. I like the idea of rotating toys every day or two so they don't get bored of the same thing, and it means they will chew through stuff first before going on to the next thing. And the last chew I got is this little woven grass board that they can either sleep on, chew or dig at. So yeah, on that note, you do kind of want to get them things that they can take their natural instincts on. It's part of who they are to chew, it's part of who they are to dig. You can't discipline them to not do that. It just does not work, and it's not kind to them. It's part of who they are. So get toys where they can healthily do that without damaging any of your belongings and stuff. Like, my partner and I are realistic. We know they're probably going to nibble on a bit of furniture and stuff every now and then, but the more you do give them, the more they will be inclined to chew on their own belongings. The last of the important things that aren't food but are coming with our food order next month are a hay rack to put the hay in their pen. That's because hay is essential. They need an endless supply of it all the time. It's just how their stomachs work. They just need to eat hay constantly, similar to like other grazing animals like sheep and cows. I also need a bunny first aid kit because unlike other pets, when they get sick you kind of have to take them to a vet immediately. Like, they can die in less than 24 hours with a lot of things, including GI stasis, which is a very common thing where their stomach blocks up and they can die, like their body starts to shut down. It can happen in like 12 hours or less sometimes. So critical care is an absolutely essential thing to have if you've got a rabbit. This is like super high fibre, and you feed it to them in a little syringe, so we need a syringe that you feed into their mouth, and it kind of tries to get their gut working again. Some gas drops are also recommended. As for monthly supplies, as in what we have to get every month, it's pet insurance. Super important if you've got a pet. Get it as soon as possible when you're getting a pet. The hay, I'm personally going for Express Burgess marigold and dandelion mix because I know how crazy my rabbit used to go for dandelion, like more than anything else, not even more than like sweet fruit and stuff like that. So I want a nice dandelion mix in their hay, and it just means they have a bit of variety in it. And I might get some other hay as well and mix it together. And the pellets, I've looked at this website, it was fantastic, that told me which was the ultimate best type of pellets to get in the UK, like what had the right percentages of each nutrient in it, and Science Select is the best apparently, and it's also super high in fibre compared to other brands. The one thing I was told is that they're quite soft, so they're not going to do anything for their teeth, so you still need plenty of chewies. And like I said, I'm going to get the pink confetti Carefresh litter because it's known to be the best for controlling odour, and it's completely safe if they do nibble on it because it's just paper. Disclaimer, very important thing I forgot to mention, which is needed for anyone considering getting a pet. If you are a tenant and renting an apartment, i.e. you do not own the property, you are in an official lease with your landlord, and that landlord has to have given you permission, signed permission, that you are allowed to have a pet in your flat. If they haven't given you permission, or the lease says specifically not to have pets in the property, they can, report that. You can either have the lease revoked, you can lose your apartment, and most importantly, you will lose your pets. People think they can get away with it and like, oh, they won't mind, we'll just hide the pets when they come to check. Do not do this. By taking the responsibility of an animal into your home, you are taking the responsibility that you are actually able to keep them in your property with you. Do not get a pet if you're not allowed one in your apartment as much as you want. All I've got left to show you now is the pen. It's not quite finished yet, but I'll show you it anyway. I got sent to bunny jail. So yeah, this is the rabbit pen. I guess me being in it is a good idea. It gives you a good idea of the size. But I'm feeling silly now, so I'm gonna get out. How do I get out? So yeah, obviously this isn't finished yet. It's missing a roof and it's not got any flooring yet. But I can tell you how I've been making it so far. It's made out of things called CNC grids. In America, they're often used for making like laundry baskets and stuff. They're really kind of hard to find cheap in the UK though, so this did cost me a lot, but a lot of indoor rabbit owners are using these now because they're flexible. You can make them into any shape you want, and you just can keep adding and adding more space on. The grids are about 36 by 36 centimeter each, but when you join them together there are a bit of a gap, so the size will be a bit bigger than that when it's doubled. They're joined together by a bunch of cable ties and these little white connectors in the corners, and they can only be attached in the corners. So if you want to secure at the sides and top and stuff, then you need a bunch of cable ties. I used exactly 400 cable ties on this so far, and I had to order more to so I can finish making the roof. The more the better, it makes it secure. It's a bit shaky, but it is like tough, it can't really fall apart now that all these cable ties are on it. I also had to snip each individual bit of cable ties so there wasn't this long bit sticking out. Kind of crazy, but I was determined and I got it finished. It did take a long time to build, but it's worth it. You can see I've got a little swinging door here. The issue here is I ordered a wee locket, so they can't just come out whenever because that would be dangerous for them. But the locket hasn't arrived yet, so that's why it's just a swinging door at the moment. On the inside, you can probably see it's got a ramp. I actually was worried that the ramp is a bit too short, like it looks too vertical, but foster carer said it should be fine because, you know, there are rabbits, they can hop quite good heights. Having a ramp in your pen is now being considered very important for your rabbits, indoor or outdoor. They need another level because using a ramp or stairs helps keep the strength in their back legs, and then they're less likely to get arthritis when they're older. It'll help their posture and just keep them fitter in general. And you also want to make sure the pen is tall enough for them to completely stand up on their hind legs like that, so they can properly stretch out their bodies vertically. And a lot of pens and cages just don't have that height, and it's very sad because rabbits learn to get this bad posture and hunch because they can never stand up. And standing up is still a very natural part of being a bunny. That's what they do in the wild. They're constantly on the lookout like meerkats. You might see these small little cages in rabbit stores, or you think, you know, because it's a baby bunny, it'll always be that size and the cage is fine. Pet stores aren't always in a rabbit's best interest, sadly. They're going to sell you these small cages and hutches or recommend them to you, and they're usually rarely ever the right size for bunnies. When you build your own custom ones, if you have the means, it gives you more flexibility to make a bigger, better hutch for bunnies. The minimum size requirements, according to the rabbit welfare societies, for a bun or 2 pairs of buns, doesn't matter because they're so, you know, close to each other. 6 foot by 2 foot is the minimum requirements. Now, because we have a big living room, I wanted to make them a bit bigger. So I made this 7 foot by 2.5 foot. I could have made it bigger, but we really don't want to have the rabbits in the pen too much during the day. I'd rather have them out, you know, getting their exercise in free time. So I made sure there was still plenty of space for them to run around. If I took up too much space with the pen, they just wouldn't get as much space to run around, so what was the point? Some people do say that, like, you know, it is somewhat cruel in a way to think about putting an animal in a cage in your home, especially if they're confined there most of the time. But when you're thinking of prey animals like rabbits, they do need their own space to go to and hide and feel safe. That's just in their nature. And so a pen or a hutch isn't as cruel as people think it is, as long as it is like within these requirements and enough for them to stretch out and good for their legs and stuff like that. As long as it's going to be good for them, they will enjoy going back into their pen. Like, even when they're going out exploring, rabbits often will just go back in free will because that's just what they feel safest in. You would like your own space somewhere in any house as well, wouldn't you, if you thought of it that way? So the roof isn't finished yet, but it's going to be like, you can fold it open like that, like a hinge at the back, so I can just easily open it up, reach in and clean things and pick up stuff, you know, bowls and stuff. So that's basically what the lid's going to be. The flooring is going to be roll-out linoleum flooring that you kind of roll out. I just have to make sure the edges are coming out of the pen so they don't feel tempted to nibble on it when they're inside. Linoleum flooring is good because it means they can't dig through it, they can't chew at it, and it's very easy to wipe clean and keep hygienic. But on top of the linoleum flooring, I'm going to have the fleece blankets, so it's nice and soft for them, because if you do have a hard flooring and they're there most of the time, they can get sore hocks, which is like swollen things on their feet. It's a myth that rabbits have pads on their paws. They don't. They just got fluff. They just got fluff. And if they're constantly rubbing against the hard surface because of the way they move, they kind of move like that. They're going to have this pressure on their paws, and it does make these swollen things, and you don't even notice them a lot of the time because they've got so much fur. So definitely keep that in mind. Try to have a soft padded environment for them. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, if you're concerned about that furnace at the back, that's completely decommissioned. It's not been working well before we moved here. It's just for decoration because it's fancy. So yeah, that won't be overheating the rabbits or anything. And extremely importantly, if you're having a house rabbit indoors like us, you really need rabbit proofing. And the number one rabbit proofing thing you need to do is get cable protectors. We've got these black plastic ones that are very hard to open, but they do have these slits in them that you can just push the wires through. It hurts, so I can tell the rabbits aren't going to go into that easily. Rabbits will go for wires. They will actively go and try and nibble at your wires because they think they're tree roots, and instinctively they're like, oh, that would be good to bite on, wouldn't it? No. That can incredibly hurt them or kill them in a second. Their teeth are so sharp they can bite through a wire like that. And on top of protecting wires, just try to keep the wires out of their reach in general as well as this. Not instead of this, you need to do both. But like, try to push wires behind boxes and furniture so that they can't even reach them in the first place. You just really don't want to get them interested in the wires, basically. You also want to think, like, what are they going to chew on? Think on the level of like the floor. Are they going to, you know, think of what they could possibly nibble on? Could they go onto your couch and start digging up it and stuff like that? That has happened sometimes. They're nibblies, so you got to think in terms of a little nibbler floor level. Luckily, because this flat is unfurnished, all of our furniture is our responsibility, and so we're not going to get charged for if they nibble on any furniture. But if they dig at the carpet and stuff, we've got to be prepared for that. We've got to protect the carpet. I would recommend rolling out a towel or another fleece blanket or whatever, and let them, if they do dig, they're more likely to play around with the towels and stuff instead. Also going to get a baby gate. Again, I'm like, am I buying it for a rabbit or buying for a baby? But a baby gate stops them getting into rooms they're not allowed in. That might be unsafe. Again, because they will start nibbling on things that might necessarily kill them, but you know, dangerous. So we've kind of had to think like overprotective parents, like be like, oh, but what if they could get into that? And we're like, oh yeah, we could do that. So yeah, but yeah, we're mainly gonna give them the whole living room because it's a huge living room. You can't see it here. It's a mess. I'm not showing you till later when the next video is, but we've got tons of room to run around in here, and it's amazing we've got such a big flat in the city here. And then if they're good, we might slowly introduce them to the hallway as well, so they can run all the way down the hallway because it's a nice long hallway, and just so they can get more exercise. And one thing I forgot to show you, which is this carrier. It's really cute and pink, and it's got sundaes on it, ice cream sundaes. Normally I wouldn't recommend a soft carry case like this because you know they're a rabbit and they'll nibble and stuff. I got this because our vet is literally 5 minutes walk away. It's so lucky, I feel blessed. I've spoke with them and everything, and they're really nice. So it means I'll just be walking down the street with this and holding them as something soft against me so they feel safe. Issue with my previous rabbit back 10 years ago, we had a plastic case, and even when I was walking with her, even though she was mostly in the car, walking with her, she used to juggle about and bash into the wall, and just like, that doesn't sound comfortable and it wouldn't make them feel good. So something soft for short journeys. If they have to go in the car to the vet, definitely get a plastic one because they might pee out of fear, and that way they can't try and burrow out because they've got that time to be scared and try and escape. But if they're just being carried for 5 minutes, they'll be fine. They can't even really move around much, and this is actually what you want because they can't hurt themselves that way. So as you can tell, I've learned a lot about rabbits over the year. I've been kind of preparing for them. And I do really want to say thank you so much to the people that I've been following online that have helped me learn so much about rabbit care. Firstly, I want to thank a YouTube series that I would recommend anyone to watch. that's interested in getting rabbits. It's called How to Look After Rabbits series. It's just a playlist. I can link it in the description below. And it's by the head of the House Rabbit Society, which is the biggest rabbit humane society in the world. The emphasis is on house rabbit because more people are realising how keeping rabbits indoors is actually better for them. She's called Mary E. Cotter and she is absolutely amazing. She knows so much about it that I'm becoming almost as obsessed with her as her at the moment. And Amy Sedaris is the co-host, and she's also Rabbit Man, and she's a celebrity. She does the voice of Princess in BoJack Horseman. I don't really watch that show, but that's what she's in. And she's mad. She's got these bunnies, and she's really funny. She has humour to the series, and it's really good because she also knows a lot about bunnies too. And it's a really heartwarming series, and you really get the reality of how difficult it is to care for a rabbit, but how rewarding it is also. I would also really like to thank the channel Budget Bunny. She is an absolute angel sweetheart. She has so many pets here. She's 4 rabbits, but she cares so much for all of them. And she knows so much about rabbit care. Back when she started, there was almost no rabbit care information online, or not easy to find, or it wasn't correct. She is like so on point about proper rabbit care, and I've been talking with her lately, and I made some graphics for her site because I loved it so much, and she's an absolute sweetie. Thank you so much, Budget Bunny. I'm just like really touched. I love her bunnies so much. They are so cute. Go see her bunnies. You will not regret. Oh my god. I'd also like to thank 101 Rabbits. She's a really good YouTube channel that's got tons of like information and examples to show you, and her bunnies are super cute, and she covers so many different topics with really good examples. Very knowledgeable. Definitely check it out. So yeah, thank you very much for watching my first video in my series of Peachie Buns. This series is going to be a little easier to make than my regular videos, so I'd expect maybe one of these at least once a month, maybe even 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, but it'll just be bunny footage, most of it, unless it's one where I'm going to go into detail like I did today. Again, I do want to emphasize it's not taking over my other kind of style videos and stuff on my channel. It's just who wouldn't want to see cute fluffy bunnies? If I have them here, it would be kind of silly not to show them to the world, so I hope you enjoy them when they come. Wishing everybody a lovely winter holidays and a happy new year. Bye bye for now.